You know what's dangerous? When investors are told a tax strategy will save them money and no one explains the conditions required for it to actually work. Because one of the biggest surprises I see with some new clients is that they implemented a strategy that sounded great on paper, but the tax savings they expected never actually showed up. One of the most common examples? Cost segregation. Now, don't get me wrong. Cost segregation can absolutely be a powerful strategy in the right situation. But this is where many investors get blindsided because larger deductions do not automatically mean lower taxes. And the mistake is assuming the strategy itself guarantees the outcome. I'm Lisa Marie Odeja, CPA, enrolled agent, and former federal government auditor. And I work with real estate investors and profitable business owners on tax strategy and compliance. And from my background in auditing, I can tell you some strategies sound incredible during the sales conversation. But the real issue is whether the strategy actually works within your full tax situation. So let's break this down. Cost segregation allows certain components of a property to be depreciated faster instead of spreading all depreciation over long periods of time. Parts of the property may qualify for shorter recovery periods, and that can create substantially larger deductions up front. And so naturally, many investors hear that and think, perfect, bigger deductions mean lower taxes. But that's not what always happens because the deductions still have to be usable. And this is where strategy and execution start separating from marketing. If your income, activity level, tax structure, passive loss limitations, or overall situations do not support using those deductions currently, those losses may become suspended and carry forward instead of reducing your taxes today, which means some investors spend thousands on a cost segregation study, generate massive paper deductions, and still do not see the meaningful tax reductions they expected. And that's the part many people are not prepared for. The issue isn't whether deductions were created. The issue is whether those deductions actually benefit your current situation. And that is why I always say tax strategy should never be viewed in isolation because real tax planning is about how everything works together. Your income, your entities, your filing position, your future plans, your timing, your documentation, and whether the strategy actually aligns with your overall situation. That's also why aggressive marketing around tax strategy can sometimes create unrealistic expectations. Because what works extremely well for one investor may produce very different results for another. And unfortunately, many investors only discover that after the strategy has already been implemented. So, before moving forward with the cost segregation study, it's important to evaluate whether the deductions are likely to be usable in the first place, because the goal is not simply generating deductions. The goal is generating deductions that actually improve your tax situation. If you are considering cost segregation, or if you already completed one and the savings did not match what you expected, that may be worth taking a closer look at. And in some situations, there may still be opportunities to improve how those deductions are used going forward. If you'd like help reviewing your tax situation, you can schedule a consultation using the link below. And if you found this helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with another real estate investor who may need to hear this before making a major tax decision. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.